A lone astronaut discovers a derelict ship on a desolate planet. The storm had been chasing Commander Ilara Vance for hours, whipping sand against her visor, tugging at her suit's seals, and turning the barren wasteland of Koros 9 into a roaring, dust-choked nightmare. She had seen the warning signs on her scanner, but the surface shuttle didn't care for her comfort. It faltered, coughed, and finally crashed 20 kilometers off course. She was alone, stranded, and her oxygen reserves ticked down with cold indifference. But ahead, through the orange haze, something waited. A structure. Too smooth, too angular, too wrong to be shaped by nature. It was a ship. Its silhouette towered over the dunes like the ribcage of some ancient titan. Panels dangled like torn scales, and half the hull was buried in the sand, as though the desert was slowly consuming it. A violet starlight glimmered across its surface, revealing a hull alloy she didn't recognize. Neither human nor any registered alien species. She approached it cautiously, her pulse echoing through her helmet. The proximity scanner flickered with bursts of static. Something in the wreck's composition scrambled the signal. "Anyone alive in there?" she called, though she didn't expect a response. The wind swallowed her words whole. A yawning breach in the hull offered a way inside. She stepped onto the dark metal surface, her mag boots clamping onto the unfamiliar alloy. As she squeezed through the torn opening, her helmet lights flickered against a corridor seemingly frozen in time. Inside, the ship felt colder than the planet outside. The walls curved organically, as though grown rather than built. Pale crystalline veins ran along the surfaces, pulsing faintly, like a heartbeat on the verge of stopping. Ilara swallowed hard. "What are you?" she whispered. The deeper she ventured, the louder the faint hum became. Her suit translated it as electromagnetic energy, but there was a rhythm to it, a pattern that felt almost like breathing. She found the first body 5 minutes later. Humanoid, nearly 2 meters tall. Its skin was a pale slate gray, its features smooth, eyes closed as though sleeping. But its chest hadn't risen in a very long time. A cracked crystalline harness wrapped around its torso, still flickering with dying light. An alien crew. But how many? And why had their ship crashed on an uninhabited planet in the middle of nowhere? She forced herself forward, ignoring the hollow dread twisting deep in her gut. Focus, Ilara. Find supplies. Find answers. Stay alive. Another corridor branched into what looked like a command center. The consoles were grown into the floor and ceiling, pulsing with dim, irregular glows. At the center of the room, a spherical projection flickered alive as she approached. Star map. And not one she recognized. Her visor auto-translated the symbols. Barely, rendering fuzzy outlines of systems long outside known space. A route was highlighted in trembling purple, ending abruptly at Koros 9. They weren't lost, she murmured. They were running. Her breath misted inside her helmet. The temperature was dropping. The hum deepened. The lights shifted. Something was waking up. Ilara jerked around, hand instinctively reaching for the plasma cutter holstered at her hip. A figure stood in the doorway. A silhouette she hadn't heard approach, wasn't sure could approach silently at all. Another alien. Alive. Barely. Its posture was weak, hunched. Its crystalline chest harness flickered erratically. The creature reached out a trembling hand, its voice a warbling, broken sound. Kira-Nef. Ilara didn't understand, but her suit tried. Translation uncertain. Help. Please. Core failing. She stepped forward slowly, lowering her cutter. I can try. Your ship's systems. Are they powering life support? Do you have a core I can stabilize? The creature pointed weakly down the corridor, then collapsed to its knees. Ilara caught it, bracing its surprisingly light frame. All right, she whispered. I've got you. With the alien leaning against her, she pushed ahead into the heart of the derelict ship. The core chamber was a cathedral of light and shadow. At the center floated a massive crystalline sphere, cracked and leaking energy in long, shimmering ribbons. It pulsed with weak, dying beats, like a wounded heart. Her HUD screamed warnings. Radiation. Instability. Imminent failure. If the core died, the ship would go with it, and likely the entire valley she'd crashed into. She turned to the alien. "What do I do?" It placed its trembling hands on the sphere and looked back at her with cloudy, fading eyes. A single translated word appeared on her display. Lara froze. Share. Share what? Energy? Her suit warned her again. Draining her life support into the sphere could kill her. The alien collapsed fully now, its breathing shallow. Her heart clenched. If she did nothing, both of them would die anyway. She placed her hands on the sphere. "All right. Let's try not to die today." She authorized the energy transfer. A searing cold ripped through her arms, pulling heat and power straight from her suit, straight from her bloodstream. Her vision blurred. The hum rose into a deafening crescendo. The sphere flared once, twice, then steadied. The ship exhaled, the light stabilizing into a soothing blue glow. The alien stirred weakly behind her. Its voice, translated more clearly now, whispered, "Thank you, traveler." Ilara collapsed to her knees, gasping. "Don't thank me yet," she murmured. "We're still stranded." The alien tilted its head, then tapped a panel near the core. A hidden wall slid open, revealing a compact shuttle, sleek, intact, and humming with renewed energy. Ilara blinked in disbelief. "You had an escape craft this whole time." The creature's shoulders shook in what might have been a laugh. "Needed power. You gave it." She smiled, exhausted but relieved. "Then let's get off this rock." Together, battered but alive, they stepped toward the shuttle. Two survivors bound by chance, a dying ship, and one desperate act of trust. Behind them, the derelict vessel thrummed back to life, no longer a tomb but a witness. And ahead, the stars waited.